Last time on Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And we have a purple door, but now we can actually get through it. Industrial grade mining drill. The space pirates are trying to convert it into a weapon based on analysis. So if we bomb this, that will start rotating this. Oh, come on! What is it with Aegon wastes and nunchuck disconnections? But yeah, there we do it. We have the light portal. We're on the other side of this gate that we've seen a long time ago. So we now have access to this light portal and can finally find out what's on the other side. A lift? Where can a lift go from here? How the hell is that work? They're level the same. They should be level with each other, and yet somehow a lift from here goes all the way over here. That makes no sense whatsoever. It might make sense from a game design perspective. From a logistical point of view, it is an absolute nightmare. Now to a much more logistical lift, which actually goes down in a reasonable manner and doesn't warp you halfway across the planet. You can take a lift through the entire planet, get on the other side. So living in England, for instance, you take a lift and it goes all the way down to Australia. That would be so cool. Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Now, not unfortunately a 100% playthrough because I missed one very missable scan. I stressed the importance of missable scans throughout, but I went back into episode 14 to edit the missing logbook entry of the in-web cache. But this is just to confirm from this point forward I am well aware of the fact that this is no longer a 100% playthrough. So, moving onwards, we will try and get every other scan in the game, and then I'll try and see if I can find the 100% reward and show that in a different form. But nevertheless, let's proceed onwards into Hydro Dynamo Station, the area. I say it's because this area, this room in particular is called the Hydro Dynamo Station. This is the first room you come into when you go into the lower Torvus Bog area, and as a result, and because of the first time you hear this music, this is the name that I associated for this entire area. I thought this entire area was called Hydro Dynamo Station for whatever reason. I know, it's dumb. So, let's jump down here. Man, this music is still so good. So, we have a brand new enemy here. Not that. Not that either. It's down here. This is one of those websites that's not Facebook, Twitter, or any form of social media that you use to write long paragraphs about yourself. This is a blog. Incredibly durable aquatic predator. Powerful, fast-moving water dweller. Outer hide is impervious. Heavy weapon hits will only aggravate it. Its mouth, however, is vulnerable to damage. The blog uses speed and agility to close in on prey. It will batter foes with a ramming attack, then use its 3-2-file maws to finish the job. Blogs have a weak spot inside their mouths. The rest of their bodies are covered with a thick, damage-resilient hide. Blogs also like to go on long and long about certain subjects in great length and detail to the great interest of many, many readers. Okay, maybe that last part wasn't quite true. Anyway, I want to draw your attention to this here. So, we can actually get in here early on when I said we could do. The problem is, you can get through that door theoretically, but this is blocked off from this way. You can get through this door here, but that's blocked off from that way. And you can't get through this door over there because that has a Seeker launcher lock. So we will need the Seeker missiles in order to progress through that way, but that is the door we actually need to be going through. Before we can do that, however, we must drop down and fight the internet. The best way to deal with blogs is super missiles. Super missiles will kill these things in one shot. But you have to be doing it when they are charging towards you, so they can be a bit difficult to deal with, but they're an enemy you do need to learn how to deal with. I will say that just as much. Oh yeah, that's quite important. If you go into this bit here, this will shoot you all the way back to the top, which is extremely useful, but we don't want to do that just yet, so we're going to drop straight down here again. So what we want to do is head towards this part here. Just look around the other sides, they are empty, but that one, not so much. The reason being, this is something we need to scan, but it's the reason to be in the right side because of local interference. So, unsurprisingly, we just go around to the other side. Obviously, your movement in here is extremely inhibited due to the constant pressure of water. It's almost like we need some famous item from this series that lets you move properly in water. I wonder if we'll get it. Security interface initiated. Security lock disengaged. Disengage all locks to gain access to the secure area. So yeah, this is our objective for this area. We need to lift all 3 of these security locks, and that will allow us to access the lower area. The lower block here doesn't need to be noticing us too much, but I want to drop down here for a moment. This was a bad idea. Getting to fight some blogs. Ah, this thing is destroying us. Our movement being inhibited doesn't help a lot, but it's got stuck on here. Super missile, well timed, kills it very easily. So if you get stuck down here, you may be wondering how do you get back up. Well, transform to more form, maybe that will help a bit, but obviously our movement is still extremely inhibited. These boost balls will help, and then if you go into here, those jet streams will push you up, and then you can jump back into the central portion here. So we need to use this to get back up now. Then roll off. And we have access to the way forward, having opened this part here. And we can also claim ourselves a missile expansion. Conveniently giving us enough missiles to be able to open the way forward. Game design for you. And we completely failed to do it whatsoever. Whoops. That's better. Right, so we have the way forward. This is why you use the Seeker missiles to get beyond this point. Go on. Right. So. Why did the music change? What's going on? This doesn't look good. Oh snap! Dark Samus is still alive! Did we really think Dark Samus was dead? Well, she's gone for now, but for now we have to progress onwards. There's an offline spinner down there, so we need to progress through this room. That means dropping down to the water, and that means we're in blog territory. So it looks like this statue is kind of important. Blogs are such an annoying enemy to deal with. I mean, they're not as bad as pirate commandos, but even so. They do consume quite a lot of missiles, although they do die in one shot, which is thankfully if you're using a super missile. But we've already lost one energy tank worth of health. So much time and resources have been wasted doing this. I've only used up most of my missile supply. This is getting really annoying now. Yeah, as you see, blogs are really difficult. And we get some health back, which is always good. But the spinner's now been energized, and we've obviously already scanned the spinner for a logbook. But if you look very carefully here, we have a blue path and a red path. I think the spinner is somehow related to this. So if we do this, this will open up. So if we look at our map now, okay, wrong button, it's the one button for the map. We have a door we can't get through, but the statue is in the way anyway. But there's two ways around this. We have this route, and we also have this route. So if we go through the red route, Boost Ball is probably your best mode of transport for getting through things quickly at this point, because the water is just too slow. We have a dark door we can open here, and that'll take us into one of these rooms. We get into the morph ball here, and that will shoot us along this passage, and we end up in an enclosed area, and I believe there's something important we can get here. So there's a bunch of bomb slots, but we cannot do anything about them. If it's just some well-timed bomb jumping, I said bomb jumping. Okay, maybe it's not from this one. Okay, I think the water is going to be inhibiting us a bit too much here for reasonable use, so it might be in a different room. But there are a few bomb slots there. I think we need to come back if we get a more mobile. Go through this way. We end up in a new room with some lore over here. This is recovering energy. We were not prepared to fight a long war. The forces of the enemy outnumbers us vastly. We sought a way to end the war quickly, without extended combat. We decided to build a device to recover our lost planetary energy from dark ether. Without this energy, the dark world would cease to be, and our world would be restored to stability. So, a bit more background here, and now if in this room we have a dark portal, but is there any reasonable way to access it? Drop down into the water now, and more blogs. Come here, blog, I've got a nice tasty super missile for you. Oh, not you, your friend. Your friend. I'm trying to feed your friend here. Come on. Okay, fine, you want to be the one to take the bait, don't you? Come on. Right. Which one of these wants it? You, obviously. Now, this is going really... I haven't really tried something like the dark beam on these things. Maybe I should try that to see if that makes any difference. Because we're playing on missiles, so we need an alternate supply. If I never personally tried the dark beam on this, but in theory the dark beam should be good. But they're so difficult to deal and engage in combat when you're dealing with them in multiple numbers. It's really annoying. Ah! Come on! I hate blogs! Ag! Ag! LP dialogue of the year! Ag! Come on! Right. This one of them's gone now, so we should be able to deal with the other, but the Dark Beam does seem to be quite effective against them in charged shots. I haven't tried the Dark Burst, but I think the Dark Burst is a bit too overkill, and I would heavily advise against that. We have a bomb slot up there, but we cannot reach it. I guess we'll have to see to that part a bit later. So out of the water now, and Unfortunately, this door here is locked. We cannot progress beyond this point. And it's by this thing we haven't seen yet. You remember, we did see one of those doors in Dark Ether before, but couldn't do anything about it. However, if we go through this way, we have... Oh, we've seen these guys before. They're Brisgies from Avon Waste. So, in here now. If we jump up here, we can progress down back into the water. Because apparently the Brisgies are capable of living underwater. Reflection of Samus's eyes from the shot there, and now we have the dark beam door again, which we can progress forward, and then scan this part here. Security interface initiated. Security lock disengaged. Disengage all locks to gain access to secure area. And I saw some blue scans around the place. Yes, oh yeah, there's a new enemy in here now. These are the Blogling. Youthful aggressive blog. Violent infant creature will use a round attack if provoked. Young blog are weaker than their parents, but still violent. Their powerful jaws have yet to form, and they lack the defense abilities found in adult blog. They must rely on speed and agility for protection if attacked without the protection of their elders. And we have 60% of all logbooks downloaded, but we should have had that a moment ago because obviously we missed one scan, but hey, what have you. So yeah, we've got two of the locks open now, we just have one more. Now you have to be very careful because I believe it blocks off access to a certain portion once you get to that point. So, with that in mind, we need to go back up this way and back into the main chamber. I will see you over there. Hold on a moment. Before we go back to the main chamber, there is a new scan here. These are the seed bursters. Exploding swarm of plant forms. Roaming pack of small volatile plants. Expel seeds with great force when agitated. Seed bursters are moving plants capable of travelling great distances in search of fertile soil to deposit their seeds in. When provoked by predators, the seed burster will explode, turning the precious seed inside to a deadly projectile. These seeds often do not live to fruition, but help protect the rest of the seed burster pack from attacks. Probably just remember that they're there and they're a logbook entry and they can restore much your supplies, which is very appreciated considering all the missiles that the blogs have had to eat in order to die properly. Oh, we've got blog things in here now, so blog things I believe die to just charge shots when they're in the position to try and eat you. But yeah, blog things are effectively not as troublesome as their adult counterparts, but still something you need to remember about. But of course, they took the blogs and they when you get used to fighting blogs, which is fair enough. We have a jet stream here. I believe this is how you get back out up to here, but we don't want to do that just yet, because what we want to do is go over back into the spinner and change it to blue. This will allow us to progress onwards through this route instead, because we have already been through the left route here, so let's go through the right route. Wait, just one moment. Before you go any further, there is a piece of Luminoff lore here you need to scan. Unfortunately, by the time I realised it was backtracking, this happened, so I will go to the logbook to fetch it for you. If you go into lore Luminoff, and then I believe it's in the conflict section. Here it is. This is our war begins. We developed crystals that brought the light of ether to the dark world. Using these crystals allowed our warriors to explore the enemy lands, to bring war to the inn. Sadly, the crystals were not enough. We needed stronger weapons, better armor. We withdrew from dark ether, while our greatest minds devised new engines of war. Okay, now I mentioned that, let's just get back to where I was previously. See you in a moment. This one has a light door in the way. I mean, you can start to see a pattern here. We go into this room that was very familiar. Fire across this side, and this one is slightly different. So what we need to do here is bomb this part here. This will open this access, and we can then get lifted by the jet stream into here, but then that will change the stream's position. We need to bomb this part again because this respawns, allowing you to get constant access. But now this spinning us through, we can move through this route. But then that'll push us back that way, so fortunately that's where we need to go that for now, but when you're going back through the other way you will need to use the bomb slot to progress. And this is just a power beam door, so we can use this. And we have something new here. This is a concealed movement pad. Pad designed to confuse the ink. Shoot light crystal on lower surface to flip the pad over. Structural analysis complete. Floor covering is composed of transparent densium. Attacks from local creatures have weakened it considerably. Right, I have to remember that's there, and we have a Bog. Why? This is the first episode we've seen these things and I already hate them. Well, okay, that one did. No, he's still alive. He takes 2 super missile blows, so not just one. Even if that was even a super missile to begin with. We have some lore here.
Recording to logbook.
The new terror. In time, the ink began to possess Luminoth as well as creatures. Friends and family members became the enemy, spilling Luminoth blood across the land. Desperate, we devised shielding to prevent ink possession. It was effective, but not perfect. Should the shielding fail, all Luminoth were prepared to self-terminate rather than become a weapon for the ink. Sorry about the jump cut there, I had to take a bit break during recording. Anyway, back to our task of trying to progress through. So we look around this area. We have Luminoth laser emitters online. Devices aimed with a spinner system. We try to explore this area. If we look at our map a bit more, what we're trying to aim for is to go through this route here to get to the light door where the final lock is. But we cannot easily do so. I don't think there's quite an easy way to get up there in this room as things stand. So what we need to do is progress onto these platforms over here. That's the door we came in, so what we want to do is try and see if we can get there. That doesn't look quite so easy, there's no easy way up there, so I guess the laser is the only real way we can do with this. So in order to progress through this port, remember these? You need to shoot the underside with a light crystal using the dark beam. They will tip themselves the other way around, and that will allow us to progress. I can't remember if these are timed or not. Hit the other one way over there, so convenient future-proof planning there. Come on, it's not that hard. Managed to do it before. Right, that's better. Now with a few more movement, we can jump onto here and then reach our laser station. So let's. Oh dear. Target is a state of dimensional flux. One of these again. So it looks like we're heading back to Dark Ether in order to proceed. So how are we going to get to Dark Ether? Well, I think that part hit there holds the key. Jump across this side. We have a bomb slot and a sonic door. We use the bomb slot. This opens this gate, and there is a portal to Dark Ether. turn to a morph ball, boost towards the portal, and then our dark beam is already out, so let's open the way back to the Dark World and into a brand new area of the Dark World. I'm just going to take a brief moment to recharge my health there, and I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, now I'm back to full health. Let's get some more light beam ammo. And let's get our scan visor out, because there's no doubt going to be something we need to scan in this room. Oh, come on! These guys again! Well, I suppose this is the first time we face them in the Dark World. Yeah, this room's annoying. I was going to charge up my health for this because these guys suck, dang it. Hang on, these are the same guys. I need to get my scan visor to be sure. Yeah, these are Dark Pirate Commanders. I was getting certain there for a moment. We managed to hit one before it faded out, but no, they just keep going back again. Please go away, guys. I know you despawn after a while, but maybe not in this instance. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, that's it. If you want to cancel a shot, then just press the weapon change button. Depending on which version you're playing. It would just be the plus button. Right, you don't want to go in there. This is poisonous to touch. Yeah, they just say it was poisonous, so. Right, what we want to do is get up there and spin that laser. So, how do we go about doing that? Well, I say we go try and scan this thing up here. This barrier shield is indestructible. Find its control crystal and energize it to deactivate the barrier shield. I don't think we can actually progress through that. That's for later on in the game, but because we will be exploring quite a bit of this area a bit later on, but in the immediate future our priority is in light ether. We just came in here because our path was blocked. Now, where'd you go from here? Let's try to remember this bit. Okay, we want to jump up onto here, and that will give us access to the spinner. You spin this part here, it does lock you in place, so it basically isn't quite as hard as you think. You just need to make sure it's pointing in the right direction, and it will lock into place exactly where it needs to be. Both lasers are pointing to the correct portion, and we can go back to the light world after this brief excursion to the dark world. There is a fair bit to explore there, but we can't fully explore it just yet. So, back in the light world, we have more blogs! Yay! The dark beam out to try and deal with this. Where's it gone? There we go. We're stuck on the scenery a bit there. Base it, base it. There's more things to know with blogs. Their jaw texture changes at the point where they can actually be targeted, so that's quite useful if you want to know exactly what the timing is, though I don't think I explained that particularly well. Anyway, we need to hit these things again. And then progress back up this route. That will allow us to progress onto this platform over here. And then as we cross towards the central station, you might be wondering where we go now. Well, it's quite simple really, because the spinners have created a route across to this part here. And if we go into here, boom, and we have access to our route ahead. Another Preed, destroy it and take a hefty amount of damage in the process. That was a bad idea. Let's take away from the second one this time around and get a bunch of health back for our troubles. And takes them off because, yeah. Down this passage we go. Get the light beam back out ready. And we have one last scan module. Now, be very careful because this will change the complexion of this room after you scan it, and we really want to get back up to that save station as soon as possible. So I'll destroy some of these mini blocks here. So once you scan this point, things will change somewhat. This will lift up this part, create a platform back to the central spiral. At the same time, however, this will lift up this portion and it will block off the morph ball tunnel. So I'm trying to see if I remember if you can get back up to the save station at this point, because it might not be so easy to do. Ah. Let's see, is it? So, because what I'm trying to do now is get back to the save station, because there's a really notorious boss coming up in this LP next, and it's one of the hardest in the game. In fact, I think I'm going to stop the episode here, because this next boss deserves a whole episode unto itself. So, in the next episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, we'll be taking one of the other more infamous bosses in this game. Maybe not quite to the extent the Boost Guardian is, but this next boss is no pushover. He can be really, really difficult. See you guys next time.